There's only one return, okay? And it ain't of the king, it's of the Jedi.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and today we're continuing in our Star Wars reviews, and we're up to Return of the Jedi. But before we dive into that, if you're a fan of 4K Blu-ray reviews, movie reviews, tech reviews, game reviews, TV reviews, we do them all here on this channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a like on this video because that really helps us out. So Matt, if I remember correctly, Return of the Jedi is one of your favorite Star Wars movies now, isn't it?
Sure is.
Mm-hmm. Tell me now.
As a kid, this was probably my favorite one because just the Forest Moon of Endor scene with the speeder bikes and those scout troopers, they're the coolest. You know, because we had the regular stormtroopers and then we get a different variation. Those guys were cool. That costume was cool as hell. The speeder bikes through the forest. Come on, that was awesome. And then we get the AT-ATs and the AT-STs and such a great time. I love that. I didn't mind the Ewoks. I know everyone cries and complains about the Ewoks. I don't really think they were that terrible.
Well, I know you're looking at me because I do think the Ewoks are terrible.
But no, I mean, you know, it's the conclusion to the real trilogy. You know, some people consider this the end of Star Wars and they didn't even watch the Disney ones, which I respect that because they're really not that great. I love this movie. I really do. It's maybe nostalgia, but come on, you can't touch the original 3 Star Wars.
Well, I'm going to disagree with Matt on this because I do think you can touch the original 3 Star Wars. You can't touch A New Hope and you can't touch Empire, but Return of the Jedi is literally, you can see George Lucas getting ready to make the prequels because this movie's kind of 50-50 in the sense where this is leaning a lot more towards kids, but it has a lot of great elements in it.
I hated the part in Jabba's palace that is new. That's new footage that was in the digitally remastered with that stupid, those creatures singing.
Yeah, well, there was something like that, but not in the sense of this. They reshot it. And actually, the one actress, I believe, with the long thing,
yeah,
she's the same one. She came back for the reshoot, actually.
Yeah, I do recall.
So that is pretty cool. I actually like the Jabba Palace stuff. I think that is awesome. I love.
No, I just didn't like the song. It was annoying.
I actually find everything from the opening of this movie all the way through them leaving that planet to be amazing. It's when they start separating that I start to have a problem.
Well, when he goes back to Dagobah?
Yeah, when he goes to Dagobah and then he goes to see Darth, and then Leia, Chewie, Han, and C-3PO all go, and R2 all go to the Moon of Endor to go see then deal with the Ewoks. All that stuff just felt cheesy, shoehorned in, and there for kids. And that whole section of the movie, I just don't enjoy. I mean, that's my biggest flaw with it, but the Darth Vader Luke stuff is incredible.
Yeah, come on, it's the final fight. He finally turns Vader back to the light side, and
the lighting on Luke's face is how it's half lit, half dark, really selling you his confliction.
Yeah, they overthrow the Emperor together, and
yeah, that's when they threw in the 80-yard line of no. He throws him down in there. That wasn't in the original. He just threw him.
Really?
Yep. So that's another thing where they kind of had to fix it in post for, the special editions, which I don't agree with, but it also doesn't bother me that much. Like I said, the real thing that bothers me is the Ewoks. I know they don't bother you.
I mean, it works. It's just that's the creature that inhabits that planet,
Are you telling me, though, just that these people throwing rocks and sticks are going to take down these stormtroopers? I just don't buy it. I had a hard time buying it.
Let me throw a big rock at you.
I'm not wearing armor. If you throw a big rock at me right now, I'm going to get hurt.
It's clearly plastic.
It's a hard plastic. But it's the rocks they were throwing. These guys are getting blown back like they got hit by a missile. Am I wrong?
I don't know how much force is coming behind these. They had slingshots. They had stumps on fucking...
Do you hear yourself? These guys have blasters.
Well,
boom, boom, boom. I just killed 3 Ewoks. I don't know.
We know they're not a good shot.
They are not a good shot, and that's the only defense I can definitely say. They're a terrible shot.
I don't know. Return of the Jedi is still a great movie. Still can't touch the original 3. Top 3 Star Wars movies.
Well, as of right now, I'm gonna concur with you that our top 3 will be, 4, Empire,
5, 6.
then A New Hope, and then we'll put this in number 3. Will you satisfy this at number 3?
Yeah, and then
But we're gonna be starting the 3 Disney movies, and I really like one.
They're not cracking top 3. I'll tell you that right now.
We're gonna have a problem when it comes to The Force Awakens, because I think The Force Awakens is a better movie than this. Not better than the first 2, but I think The Force Awakens is pretty close to the top 2 for me.
This guy's crazy.
I love The Force
You're
Awakens.
not a real Star Wars fan.
I think it's a good movie. I'm looking at this not just from a Star Wars perspective. I'm looking at this as a film perspective. And The Force Awakens is a well-made movie. And The Return of the Jedi has some filmmaking flaws that I can't overlook.
Okay, what year is it from?
It's, what, 82? 83?
Something like that. Yeah, come on.
I mean, I get that, but if you're gonna put them side by side, you're gonna force me to pick. You're gonna put me in a real Sophie's choice here, and I'm gonna probably pick.
There shouldn't be a choice. It's top 3. Easily. But anyway.
Well, anyway, yeah. For right now, it's 1, 2, 3. But we'll see what happens next week. I'm getting a coin.
So you didn't watch these as a kid.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so that. I mean, nostalgia probably plays a factor for me, but it's Star Wars, man.
And believe me, I get that I'm the minority in this because I'm gonna get ripped apart. But I gotta be honest, and that's my honest opinion. So it is what it is. But anyway, let's talk about this 4K. Well, anyway, Return of the Jedi has a pretty good 4K Blu-ray. And I say pretty good because I don't think it's that great, but it's still a pretty good 4K.
So we had the conversation. We're going to jump right into picture quality because we had this conversation before. Now, this, I think, suffers from the same thing that, like, the Terminator 2 4K is. They just removed all of the film grain. On an older movie like this, you kind of want some film grain, and like you said, it kind of ruins the picture if you take it all out.
Yeah, it kind of like makes it like, you ever just wiped your hand across a painting and like, it's still visible, but it like looks a little off? Well, that's what this looks like. It looks like they just wiped it clean, and it's like, it looks, the closer to the detail, it just looks a little off.
Like, it doesn't look terrible. It looks good. It looks better than a VHS or a DVD will. But it's just, they took all the film grain away. Now, the audio, the Atmos track, A+. I think it had especially the speeder bike scene.
I was gonna bring that up. It does sound really good.
Yeah.
So like, it does actually play around with some great audio, and this movie, I think, out of the 3, had the best audio of the 4Ks, and I guess technology advancing for their time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But just basic packaging here, nothing crazy, slipcover just like the others. 4K discs. You got your 4K disc there. Underneath is the bonus disc, which is Blu-ray, and then the movie on Blu-ray.
I want to ask you a question, actually, as far as like that. So when I got my Shaft 4K, they did the 1 disc on the left side and the 2 on the right, but they didn't stack them like that. They had the one where you slide like one underneath and then the one on top. Do you prefer when they stack it like this, or?
What do you mean?
You ever seen them?
I'd have to see it.
Yeah, like it has 1 disc on top, but it's overlaying the other one, so you have to.
Oh yeah.
I don't like those. I actually would prefer that.
Depends on how they do it. Some are okay, some are hard to get.
It's hard to get the second disc out without feeling like you're damaging it.
Well, I generally would put like the
flap. I always prefer the flap.
Yeah, the flap is definitely the best. But I'm saying I would put the disc you use the most on top.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely the disc that's going to get the least used always should end up on the bottom. But yeah, overall, it's a decent 4K. I still think that the A New Hope is the best of the 4Ks for the original trilogy. I think that the prequels are
and arguably the best of the movies next to Empire.
Yeah, definitely. A New Hope has the better 4K. That's the only one that was ever done by Fox before Disney bought them, and Disney is notorious, with all their money, for making pretty bad 4Ks. It looks very phoned in, and just like Empire looks very phoned in, so does Return of the Jedi. We're talking, these are some of the most popular movies ever made.
Iconic, cultural, historical movies, and they just, whatever.
Yeah, they shouldn't be passable. Me and Matt should be coming on here giving you a 10 out of 10 glowing reviews for this. The fact that a 4K like Morbius, which is an atrocious movie, is getting...
That is a way different story. That is modern technology. You can't go by that.
No, but okay, so this movie came out 2 years after First Blood, and I have that 4K, and I talk about that 4K all the time.
Right.
So why does that look so good, but this looks average at best? It bothers me.
Well, I think it also has something to do with the source.
Yeah, I get that. And these are playing with the special editions. You know, it's hard to say, and I feel bad calling out Disney on it. I'm not 100% sure what happened. I don't know about the people and what they did. It bothers me a little bit that I feel like I should come on here and tell you how amazing this disc is, and the best I could do is recommend it for a sale.
Yeah,
So-
I would say 15 and under if you're a huge fan. If you have the Blu-ray, it's not really imperative to upgrade.
Nope. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us here as we finish up the original trilogy rankings, and next week we'll be back for Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It's a good one. So guys, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and you tell all your friends.